Hey, we're really excited about this next and one of our final conference preview shows. Luke Taylor here with Sammy D. We are talking about the American Athletic Conference, one of our favorite conferences. Unfortunately, we taped this about almost a week before the passing of Coach Amir Rahim at South Florida. As you know, if you follow us on the Full Court Press, we've had Coach Amir now. I've had the good fortune of interviewing him twice. I have not posted my second kind of interview with him from Media Day. I don't know if I will, just because I don't know if it's more about the non-conference schedule. But
yeah. And you wrote something really touching in our Substack as well. I mean, you've shared a couple hours with Coach Amir. Some recorded, some off air, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, but when you and I were talking, you said this kind of hit a little deeper for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 48. I mean, life is precious. We don't know where we're going to be. I mean, I have the great fortune, and hopefully you feel the same say, of spending a lot of time with you as we get older. I mean, time is of the essence when you have kids and families, and we get to spend a lot of time together, maybe too much this last month with all our conference preview shows. But, the thing I love about Full Court Press is the humanization of coaches. I mean, we're talking, we talk about, I mean, this, we talk about the most random crap. I mean, I ask the most random questions. Some are head scratching. Some are like, what are you talking about? Like when I asked Coach Amir, the scent that best describes you, he just gave me this face like this. He's like, gunpowder. It's like, okay. But, so I hope people enjoy this episode. We'll miss Coach Amir on the sidelines from USF. I think they're still going to have a great year. I think he's trained them. I don't want to say trained them well, but coached them. I mean, he's a great human being. He'll be sorely missed. But I hope you really enjoy this American Athletic Conference with Coach Fisher from Temple. So enjoy the Full Court Press.
Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Full Court Press podcast with LT and Sammy D. This is the podcast that brings you legendary stories from college basketball's golden era and dives in deep with a current analysis of today's game. Get ready for the most energetic and entertaining college basketball podcast around. Let's get it.
All right, we're back for another Full Court Press podcast, a college basketball experience, another conference preview show. We got a guest coming back, but don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. That's actually me that make the comments. No hot takes. I don't believe in hot takes. Warm takes. Sam's not with us. It's too early for him.
Come on, Sam. Let's go.
Yeah. It's too early with him. It's not the same without him, but I feel like it's a better interview without him. So no, I'm just kidding. I love that kid. He dates me sometimes. But we got a really good episode. We're with Temple head coach, Coach Fish. Welcome back to the Full Court Press.
No, it's great to be back here, man. I had a lot of fun with you guys, even though it's a solo, just you and I today.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. You should ask Coach Amir about me one-on-one. So I don't care about the off season because there is no off season. Preseason isn't over. I mean, let's talk real. How are you guys looking so far? How are the Owls looking?
A work in progress. With 10 new guys, trying to piece it together. 10 new players.
Isn't that crazy? Would you ever think you'd be saying that? Like, I'm going to have 10 new players. It's like, I got 10 new wives.
No, it's a lot. You establish a culture and things of that nature. Now you got to do it every year. It's over and over. But we're excited. I think it's 10 guys. We put our team together like a puzzle. So now the puzzle pieces are all here, and now you're trying to figure out, was it the right puzzle? Is this, move this a little bit here, move it a little bit there? So we're putting it together, but I'm excited about the energy, the effort we're bringing right now. And I think that's exciting to me.
Yeah. And I'm really excited as to one player you brought over from crosstown, Lynn Greer. I mean, his dad was a ball player. He's a ball player. And you got another kid by the name Jamal Mashburn Jr. Do you think if the Mashburns and Greers, the parents played against the kids, how the game would go?
I'm going with the dads. If it was dads versus the kids, I'm taking the dads.
Okay.
Probably like 11-3.
Do you really think old man Greer and old man Mashburn can take the kids? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, Mashburn. I saw him at the Final Four, and he agreed to be on our Full Court Legends, and he still hasn't gotten back to me. So I know how that goes. Like, thanks, but no thanks.
He's a busy guy. I'll tell you.
No, I don't.
The best. It's been great.
And you know what? His wife's Canadian. Like, well, how do you insult a Canadian like that? We stick together. Anyway, you're nor there. But I looked at him, and I mean, he was a specimen when he played at Kentucky and in the pros, obviously. I mean, phenomenal player. Dude could still hoop. You know that guy can still hoop. There's a couple of guys you see, like Allen Houston will show himself in his gym, like making 1,000 shots in a row. I'm like, dude, you're an asshole. Like, just stop.
As good as both their dads were, we're really excited about their sons. They've been had really good preseasons. Jamal Mashburn Jr. obviously almost a 2,000-point scorer. He comes from an amazing program, right? New Mexico goes to the NCAA tournament. Coach Patino, great respect there. So he knows how to play. He's done it at a high level. Same with Lynn Greer. Comes from St. Joe's. Billy Lang, obviously great coach. Went to Dayton too. So when you bring in guys that have been well coached, even back in high school, and then they get well coached in college to come into your program, it's a huge difference. So those two guys have been really good for us. And, you know, they're learning, right? When you get a guy that's been other places, now this is how we've guarded this for 4 years. This is how I've guarded this for 3 years. Now here's how we do it. So that's the only adjustment you're trying to make. And I think you have to explain to guys, hey, here's why we do this. So you understand that. So they've been really good, though. Really good leaders and obviously really good basketball players.
So how much emphasis, you know, it's kind of comical with the whole social media, you know, push and trend. And people are like getting so anxious and aggressive about finding out scores in these scrimmages. And, you know, I actually watched one last week and it was St. John's and Rutgers. And I'm like, what am I doing? But I mean, I miss college basketball so much. So, and it was fun, but how much like weight are you putting in these scrimmages? I mean, it doesn't go to your win-loss record. If you get a technical, I don't know if anybody what coach you think would get a technical in a scrimmage? That's what I want to know.
Andy Kennedy, UAB.
Yeah. Really? You think he would?
Nah, I just like him a lot. So I thought I'd try to put his name out there. And he beat us in the championship. No, you know, I think the scrimmages to me, and I would say this, as a first-year head coach last year, I went into the scrimmages prepared like it was a regular game, and you're kind of like, what do I do? It's my first time coaching a game like this, right? And this year, my approach was different. You know, we went into our first scrimmage last weekend, and it was, hey, I'm going to script the minutes right off the bat. Here's the 20 minutes we're going to play. We're going to do a segment. I'm scripting all of it, and it doesn't matter to me what the score is, because to me, it counts as a practice. You know, the scrimmage is one of your 30 practices you get. So if you have 2 closed scrimmages, that's 2 of your 30 practices. So I wanted to work on things and treat it like a practice and see different things. So my approach was a little bit different this year in year 2, and trying to put, hey, let me see this combination. Would this work together? Hey, if we go bigger here, how does that look? And then stay with it, right? Because in a game, you're like, this isn't working. We're 2 minutes into this. This doesn't look good. I was like, we're going to give it 5 minutes. Let's see what this looks like for 5 minutes and then adjust. You know, I think what it does is we like to scrimmage early because I think you're just so ready to play somebody. Like, we hadn't played anybody since March. You go all summer now, and then you go all preseason. It's like, hey, let's go see somebody else. And then as coaches, I dissected that film with our staff. We probably watched it 3 or 4 times. Hey, what do we really need to work on? What are these things where were we exposed? Where were we not good? Where were we pretty good? Did we work on that stuff a lot more than the other stuff? So to me, the scrimmages are great learning for our players and our coaches. Yeah. So going to be a great league this year. I think it's only gotten better. I mean, you've gotten better. Every team, you know, Texas, San Antonio, new coach, Rice, new coach, Wichita State, you know, coming back, Coach Mills for the second year. I mean, I look at the kind of the preview and then what happened last year. I mean, it's going to be a really good league. Give me, what are the first 5 players from the league that come to your head? Throw them out to me. Well, right off the bat, you got to go with Yaxel, right? You know, obviously he's preseason player of the year from UAB.
The only reason he's preseason player of the year is because he came back.
Well, it's funny. So when you send in,
he's really good.
Well, you got to send in, you know, who's preseason and this and that. And I started looking at everybody's rosters and like going through. I'm like, whoa, this is a brand new team. But, I won't give you like 5 names. I'll say this. There's a lot of great players that left our league, like really good players, but there's so many good ones that either came in or returned, right? You look at Memphis and UAB. They had 6 of the 10 preseason first and second team guys, right? And then you look at, Wichita State. I think they got a great team. Harlan Beverly, a guard that I actually got to coach at University of Miami. Like, you bring him back. They bring Ballard back. Like, they got really good pieces, and every team has that. And I think even FAU, brand new coach comes in. Dusty May obviously did an amazing job, and bam, reload right away, right? So I say Yaxel because I think, again, he won a conference tournament championship, led his team to the NCAA tournament preseason. He's a heck of a player. But there's so many good players that have come in the league, to replace guys that left.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at a kid like Tyrese Hunter comes into Memphis. Guy made it to Texas and Iowa State, both Sweet 16s and a grade 8 kind of thing, or Final 8. I mean, maybe that's third luck the charm for Memphis. And I just, you mentioned Coach Kennedy. I mean, Coach Hardaway, Charlotte, Jacobs, yourself, Coach Amir, it's going to be a really good league. And I just don't think your conference, and this is not like a hot take or anything, doesn't get the respect it deserves. Plain and simple.
Yeah, no, I agree with it. And I think going through the league once last year, you see these are big-time programs with some great history, too, and some new history, right? You look at FAU going into the season last year, preseason top 10, right? Memphis. And then you got programs, like you said, like Charlotte, a great year. South Florida picked whatever it was preseason last. That's why the preseason rankings are just stuff for people to talk about for 3 weeks. But, wherever they were picked last year to go win the regular season. And there's so many great teams. I said last year, UTSA was towards the bottom where we were last year, and they were averaging 89 points a game. Like, how many places does that happen? It's a really good league top to bottom. And I think you go into some tough environments, and there are some incredible coaches. Trust me, I stole some plays from a lot of them last year. So really good coaches in this league.
So UAB got 9 first place votes. What are the 4 teams that you think didn't vote for him?
No comment. I don't give any bulletin board information to anybody.
I bet you Coach Kennedy didn't even vote for themselves.
No, he probably picked his team 13th. I'm going to guess that. That's my guess.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, listen, and I coached and played way back when I was probably, my kids say I was happier, skinnier, and I didn't have a resting, not bitch face, resting angry face. But preseason really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I think it's great for us on the media and the social media and stuff like that. But how difficult with how good the conference was, and I was unfortunately I didn't get on you. That's weird. The American Media Day, I wasn't on your segment, and I apologize for that. But I jumped on South Florida's UAB's and Memphis, and the one question I asked, and they all liked it, which was great. Well, Memphis, I asked him, "Are you crazy?" I don't know if you've seen his non-conference schedule, and he's like, "If you knew me," I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." But he was great. Coach Hardaway is a pro, obviously. But what I asked Coach Kenny and Coach Amir, with the success you had last year, and you had an interesting year last year. There was a couple games where you could have won, a couple bounces here, a couple calls here. You know how it works. But how difficult was it to put together a non-conference schedule this summer, more so than others?
Brutal. I'd done scheduling for, I believe it was 8 years before taking this job at Temple. There's been times where we needed one game and it was, you're still playing. You're in March. You're like, hey, I only need one more game and the schedule's complete. But now with the transfer portal, right, it pushes everything back further, right? First off, you got to figure out who's on your team. Like, how are you going to be before you can schedule? Then you got to start looking at the other teams. Who's going to be on their team? So all that stuff has now been, in my opinion, just keeps going further back because you have the 30-day window coming up. Last year it was 45. So you want to have a full report on who you're going to play. And then our league right now, it's hard. It's really difficult to schedule. It's, I joke around here. I get killed because it's, the John Chaney play anybody, anywhere. It just doesn't work that way anymore. It's the truth. And you can call people. You can offer 2-for-1s. Let's play neutral site. And it's hard to get games. It really is. But one way to solve that, you go win, right? Yeah. People probably want to play UAB and Memphis right now, right? Like those teams pick top 1, 2 in our league. But it's really a challenge. And then once the league started going to 20 league games, that limits you, right? So now you lost 2 more opportunities when it used to be 18 or even 16.
Do you like less conference games?
No, I liked being in the Big Ten. I liked 20. I did. I thought that was good. I thought that was a good number.
Okay. I mean, and it's interesting because, I mean, I keep looking at this like last year's schedule. North Texas, with Coach Hodge. I mean, ECU, Tulsa, Tulane with Coach Hunter. I mean, I look at the preseason poll. I mean, kind of give me the narrative. How is it going to go this year? I mean, what do you see with some of these teams? I mean, I know you're trying to figure out your own team, but just, with kind of looking at the media, the media day and just kind of knowing these different coaches, how do you see this conference going this season? And then also, how many bids do you think the conference will get?
It's a great question. I think it's going to be total. You're going to see some really competitiveness. You're going to see a league with a lot of parity. There's going to be, who can protect home court. That's what I would say in any league. But like, who can protect home court? You're going to get 9 of those games. But I think it's just so competitive, our league. I mean, a lot of the games last year, you're looking at one possession, not just us, but throughout the league. You start watching. And in terms of bids, it's tough to say, right? We gotta play well as a conference in the non-conference. I think that's something that's been discussed. Like, we have to win the non-conference and get ready to beat up on each other. But to me, I don't know why this league wouldn't be looking at 3-4 bids. I think that's the nature of it. You're playing, like you said, Memphis' schedule. Like, there's some really good teams in this league, and that's what you're going to see. I think you're going to see this competitiveness in this league. And, I always say expect the unexpected, right? That's what our league is, and I think that's what you're going to see. And I think a lot of teams improved this offseason, but a lot of those teams that were good, they improved too. So now you just keep moving up and down. So we're excited. We're excited to get going. I probably said that word 19 times on this podcast here, but we're ready to get
12.
going. See, I thought it'd be like a little funnel.
Just click. But it's interesting because people, I don't think, really grasp any level, any conference. It's tough to win.
It is. It's, I think it's when there's no nights off, right? I mean, sometimes people say, oh, no, like, you can't look at the record. First off, you don't know, were there injuries? Was there this or what was going on? And I think for us, that's why our biggest focus is just keep getting better. Just keep getting better. And it's so coach talk, so cliche, but like, we really focus on trying to improve in the season. That's something that we talk about a lot. Play the best we can and keep building to March.
Okay. Yep. So it's funny. I've been calculating this morning. I had an interesting morning, but here nor there. Oh, you always have interesting mornings when you have kids, multiple kids. So there's 68 teams that make the NCAA Division I tournament. Let's not talk about the NIT because that's another shit show. So there's 31 conference bids, correct? Every conference gets a bid?
I'll trust you on that. Yeah, it's probably 31.
I think so. At least I should know this is bad. Sam would help me with that. He's the smarter one. So there's 37 bids left. And this is a big shout out to my guy, Wes Flanagan at Ole Miss. Little hottie toddy, as he says. So SEC is getting 14 bids, he said, this year. They're not going to invite Oklahoma and Texas. So if you minus 37 minus 13, you would have 24 bids left. Think about that for everybody else.
It's hard. It's hard. It's, you got to go win, right? You got to play who's on your schedule, handle your business, but it's really hard. Like, it's, I think that's what makes the NCAA tournament special right now, right? It's hard to make that. And that's why when you hear your name called, no matter how many times it's been, like, there's this pure joy just to hear it on Selection Sunday.
Yep. Yeah, and even if the SEC got 8 bids total, I mean, you're still going to only have 30 bids left for all these different teams. So with that in mind, I don't know if you ever thought of it like that. Do you think the NCAA tournament should be expanded?
I think there's certain things I would say that are out of my control.
Oh,
and
there we go.
I don't know I don't know what's best.
You know what? I'm going to ask the old guys like Frank Martin and Phil Martelli.
I'll tell you the real stuff. I truly don't. I don't know the answer. It's
you got to win. That's all you got to do, right? The only thing you can control is your
team. Would
it
be nice to have more people experience the NCAA tournament? Absolutely. Like, I think it's a great thing for student athletes. Now, what does that mean for how long the tournament is and all that logistics? I don't know enough about that. But would it be great for more people to experience it? Absolutely. Because every year, the first question after the selection show is who was snubbed, right? Yeah. It's not even like who made it. We go right to who didn't make it. And I think
USF.
Again, I mean, think about the year they had, and to not be in consideration is crazy to me. I thought they had a heck of a year. And, I think, again, it's going to be where's the number, right? And then 5 years from now, we're going to say, hey, we got to make it bigger and bigger, bigger, bigger. So I let the powers above make those decisions and just try to focus on Temple. Such coach talk answer, I know.
Yeah, I love it. I'm not opposed to like the field of 72 just so they have to change everything. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm not opposed to them adding 4 more teams if it's teams like yourself have a good regular season, maybe do what USF did. I have no problem USF, Indiana State, teams like that. Memphis was 22-10. And I mean, if you look at their non-conference schedule, I mean, this year especially is ridiculous. Yep. So I don't know. It is what it is. So you've been through the shot clock before, and I'm gonna ask you some questions about American athletic basketball. It's real simple.
How many points do I get?
You're fine. So, one word to describe the American Athletic Conference. One word.
Competitive.
Okay. Biggest misconception.
That the league is not as good as it is.
Okay. Which coach had the highest GPA in college?
Got to be Paul Mills, right? Got to be.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he did hit his head and he stopped playing basketball. So, who would you say is the most animated on this side?
I'm going back. Eric Conkle. I know Eric Conkle. Sorry. It's Eric Conkle. No doubt.
Okay. Most animated coach on the sidelines in your conference?
Let's go Andy Kennedy.
Ooh, I like that one. Who has the best shoe game of all the coaches?
Me.
Ooh, I like that. Coach G from San Francisco. Must be a Philadelphia thing because he said himself also. Yeah. Which conference head coach is going to get the most technical fouls called against him this year?
Against him?
Who's getting the most tees?
I'm going to say maybe one of the new guys.
You think so?
I'm going to say one of the new guys.
So you wouldn't say Coach Kennedy. He knows how to work the referees?
He's pretty good at that. He's done it for a long time. Pretty good.
Okay. One word to describe the Big Five. We're going away from the American Athletic Conference. Just one word. I know I've asked you this before. I want to see if it changed.
Classic.
Okay. Yeah, it changed. I don't know what you said the first time, but it wasn't that one. Okay. So who scored? And it's going to be goofy because of new coaching and stuff like that. But I think the styles are going to kind of stay the same. Which team averaged the most points in your conference last year?
UTSA.
All right, wrong. Florida Atlantic. Who averaged the least amount of points? Which was interesting because they were one of the top teams.
One of the least amount of points. North Texas.
Charlotte, 68.7.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
They scored more against us the first time.
Well, I mean, you were, I didn't even see where, you were 10th with 70.
I think it was 22-18 in our game against Charlotte in the AAC tournament. So there you go. I think that was the halftime score.
Does he play that slow of a game?
That was our third game in 3 days, and that pace, that was the combination.
Yeah. It's like the venomous snake, like slowly just kills you.
He's so good over there. What a great coach, though. Coach Firth.
Yeah, he recruits kids, and he says, hey, you're going to average, the highest score is going to average 8 points a game, so we'd love to have you. Because this conference is really fast. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you're bringing in Mashburn and Greer. These guys play up tempo. I mean, Memphis plays fast. South Florida plays fast. I mean, Jacobs will make. I mean, when he was at Baylor, they played fast. Can be Florida Atlantic Sun. Okay, team fouls. Who led the conference in team fouls?
Ooh. UAB?
UTSA.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's why they're getting rid of them in a couple years. They had 17.9 team fouls called against them. That's why they're going to the Mountain West. No, they're not. They're not going anywhere. I'm just kidding with you. Who had the least amount of fouls called against them, which is interesting.
Temple.
Rice, 14.5. And what I noticed, the worse your conference record is, you foul less. I don't get it. You'd think it'd be the other way around.
We put emphasis on not fouling, so I thought we would have been right there. I'll be curious.
Seventh at 16.9.
Wow. All right.
So not bad. Not bad. A little advice, and I've told this to many other coaches: have all 5 guys foul at the same time. They can only call one person.
New strategy. I like that. I like it.
Well, get at least 3. I mean, hey, the opponent's going to know who you guys are, so that might be good. Okay, so they are doing a movie about the American Athletic Conference. There's the biggest misconception. You think you're a baseball league. They're doing a movie about the American Conference coaches. Who would play you, and what would be the title of the movie?
Adam Sandler would play me.
Okay, that's easy. Same first name.
A fish out of water.
That would be the movie of the conference coaches movie. Be a fish out of water.
Yeah, because I'm in it. Adam Sandler's a superstar. He would star in the movie.
Yeah.
So it'd be a fish out of water.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's kind of deep.
Let's talk to Netflix.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's quit your day job and I'll quit mine, and let's do it. We'll even invite Sam. Because Sam's got really good.
Production's too early for Sam.
Well, no, but he's got really good writing skills. I will give him that. He's got many great qualities, and one is writing. One's not early mornings, I guess. He's got a young kid. That's probably the reason why. But, Coach, I want you to finish up. This is where Sam usually does it. I'm going to talk like Sam. So no, I'm just kidding. He's great. So tell me what the fans, the alumni, the boosters from the Temple Owls can expect from your squad this year, and also what they can expect in the conference to play for yourself.
They can expect a team that's going to play tough and gritty like the city. And we're going to be blue collar, kind of whatever it is, we're going to play for 40 minutes. No matter what the score is, we're going to compete, play hard. We're going to have fun. Our bench is going to be full of energy, full of excitement, going to be standing up. The ref's going to tell me 35 times, tell them to sit down, sit down. How they see that all the time always blows my mind. But we're going to play with passion, because I think when you're a school in the city, you have to. And I think the school, our alumni, our students, they'll respect the way that we're going to play.
Yeah. And we're excited. We're really excited. And I think as a prize, you got to send me that outfit you're wearing in XXL since Sam's not here, just so I can wear it and rub it in. But
Cherry Friday, I told you, Cherry Friday.
I know, I love it, dude. I'm wearing purple. Well, I don't know what day it is. Who cares at this point? I'm wearing a hat and the thing. But Coach, thanks for joining us. You're going to stick on for one more second. Check out the Temple Owls. We're actually possibly going to be there in the flesh when you guys play Memphis at home in January. We're going to do a little Philadelphia road trip with a little spice of St. John's in New York the first day. But check out the Temple Owls. We're really excited. We're really high on Coach Fisher and his Owls. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review to the Full Court Press. We'll be back next week. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review to our newest show, College Basketball Weekly, where we do some warm takes. Not hot takes, warm takes. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon with another conference preview show.